The final review is going to be on the Transformers Legacy Evolution Voyager class Metalhawk. Stay tuned. Rodimusbill here, and today we're going to take a look at the Transformers Legacy Evolution Voyager class Metalhawk. Now this guy is from the Japanese continuity of the Headmaster show. First we'll take a look at the package. There is Metalhawk, Transformers Legacy Evolution, Voyager class Transformers. There's the Generations logo. Up top you got the QRC, which we'll do in a minute. There is Metalhawk in his robot modes. There is half of the Legacy Evolution poster, and on the back is Metalhawk, 18 steps from robot to jet, and his Evo Fusion gimmick is his two guns. These two ones back here on the tail fins become one gun. There's a UPC, and first we're going to do the QR code. So we come over here at my tablet, and we're going to take a picture of the QR code, if it ever works. Come on. Come on. These things you can't rush online. Come on. There it goes. Alright. Open browser. And we wait. Hey, I can't rush these. It's all the internet, and I got pretty fast Wi-Fi at the house. So, it's loading up. And it is... What? Uh-oh, we got mega lost. That is weird. That is Sideswipe. Huh. Transformers. I wonder if that is a problem on there. And let's try it again. I'm going to take a picture of it. There we go. Open browser. And, uh-oh, we got mega lost. Okay, we're going to do that later. Maybe later on the review, we'll find it. Alright, now let's open this guy up. Now, I already opened him up to take a look at him and to play with him. So, here's where you find the sword. And the two guns are going to be... Why can't I get this guy out? There. The two guns will be right down here, and the sword will be in here, and then you just got to cut them out. And here's your Metalhawk figure. Alright, now let's take a look at the three weapons he comes with and the instruction booklet. Alright, here's the instruction booklet. Metalhawk 8 Plus. Now, when you get him out of the package, you can put the sword on his back and his two guns in his hand. And we'll do that right now. Let's see, there is the 5mm port. So, we're going to put the gun on his back and the two guns on the hand. Alright, and that is that. Or you can do the Evo Fusion and put his sword in one hand and the guns in the other. So you just connect these two like that, and the sword will go in this hand. So now he's got the big gun and the sword and the rest of the instructions, and when he's in plane mode, the two guns become the tail fins and the sword snaps on top. Alright, now let's look at the weapons individually. Get that guy down there. Let's mangle this down. Alright, the sword is one color. It's pretty cool sword. Actually got like a little piping, so it's got some kind of energy source leading to the sword. I'm not really sure. Now it's got two tabs right here to put on the back right here. Although all you have to do is use this thing like we do on the back I'm not really sure why they even put the 2 tabs, but we'll see him later in jet mode. And so that is the sword and the 2 guns. We'll take a look at. Obviously, they're different because they fit side by side. Now, to put them together, you just put them here and you just snap them into 2. And they are these, I don't know, grayish white. And they've got some little design on them. There they are. And the other one's the same. Now, let's see if they are Blast Effect compatible. And we get my favorite are Omega Supremes. So that is compatible. And this is compatible. Another way you can do it also is you can put these on the 5mm slots on his arms like this. And there you go. So now he is shooting his guns on his arms like that while wielding his sword and something like that. And that is Metalhawk. Now for articulation, all right, I'll put all those aside. The head is 360 degrees. And he's got up and down movement. The arm, if you move the wing like that, his arm does the full 360. And I like how when you lift this up, you see that little area right there. So that's pretty cool. This is 360 degrees at the elbow. Hands don't move. They just fold in for transformation. 360 degrees at the waist. Other arm is the same way. The legs, 90 degrees front, 90 degrees back, the whole split. Now he has a mushroom peg up here at the upper thigh, so you can do 360 degrees there. You got more than 360 degrees on the knee, and the foot goes up and down, and it's got a rocker. Now, as you all may have guessed, he is based on the Cyclonus mold, Kingdom Cyclonus mold, but with a few modifications. First we'll take a look at him. And there is the face. You've got I love the face with the little chin sticking out. It's got the gold face and the white with the pale blue eyes. You got some yellow in the chest, like a dark mustard yellow. Got the Autobot symbol with some red in it. You got nice detailing in the chest. You got blue coming down the arms with that little grayish in the elbows and the hands. Then you got that same color down there. You've got the big red knees. You got nice solid blue and red for the legs. And red for the wings. And so, he's pretty cool. Now we're going to take a look at him with Cyclonus. Now, what is different and what is the same? All right. First, we'll take a look at the arms. You notice the top of the arm is the exact same thing. You got the little cutout there. You've got the square here. Arms are the same design. Now, when you get to the lower arm, Cyclonus is a lot better. His is more rounded, and you have complete 360 degrees. They have in his arm. What you do is, let's see, which way does it go? Thought you folded up. It's been that long since I've done this guy. Oh, his arm you actually close in and you hide the arm completely. And this guy's got hollow where you just fold the arms in, and he's got this big kibble right here. So you see the bottom of the arm has been completely redone. The chest is redone. Cyclonus is on here, is where you'd move this right here. But on this guy, you do it right here. So you have to, after the chest is moved in, so that's a little different. Now the wings, you could tell with the wings is it's molded in so it could fold right here. Now see on this guy, it's the front of the wings. And on Cyclonus, it's the back. But you could see here where they even got the same molding. Like this is where it would bend. If it did bend, it doesn't. But you could see where the where that would be right here, because this guy bends right here. And this is all one piece, but the mold is still the same right here. Though this is different. You got those 3 lines there. You don't have them here. You got the 5mm here, 5mm peg there and there, and the tips of the wings are different. So the chest is completely different. The waist is different. Now the thighs are, it looks like they reused the thighs. And see, I got some yellowing in Cyclonus. I never saw that. The thighs are the same. Obviously, the legs are completely different. You got this knee and you got this knee. And you can tell they're all molded differently. Although they do work the same. You know, this pops up so you can fit the leg in. And in Cyclonus, turn here to the back. And this pops up. So the same transformation on the legs, but they're molded differently. The back is different. Cyclonus's cockpit was more toward the center of the vehicle. His isn't. And so you got the, so what did they keep the same? They kept the thighs the same. They kept the upper arms the same. And even though the legs look different, the same transformation engineering is the same. And you saw that same hollowing in the back of the thighs. But other than that, they're same engineering, same transformation almost. But like I said, on this guy's different is the front of the plane and the arms are completely different because Cyclonus's arms face forward and these guys' arms are slanted back. So, and that is it for Metalhawk. And you could put his hand there. And I guess if you want, well, now see these wings, if these wings were the other way around, you could have put these here. But you can't. But you can put these here, like I said. I'm surprised the instructions don't tell you you could put them there. And you can put them there. So, and that is Metalhawk. Now, let's put these aside. Oh, actually, you know what? We'll armor them up. And then we'll do some robot to robot comparisons. So we'll put that arm in there. We'll put this arm in there. And he's got a sword. Because he's Japanese, so he gets a sword. Now, going with the robot to robot comparisons. We're just going to bring in Cyclonus here just so you can see them side by side. How they're, the differences and how they're the same. Then we're going to bring in Jaxus, our other Voyager jet from Legacy. This guy's from Legacy Evolution. So far, they've knocked it out of the park with these Legacy figures. And then here's Legacy Evolution Tarn. So they're both Voyager sizes, so you'll see what these guys look like together. And here's the Legacy Evolution Needle Nose, the Target Master. So we're going to do a few jet comparisons. Now, picture this guy blue and yellow. Now, Metalhawk comes with his wave mate is twin cast with rewind, and this is blast and reject. Now, from what people tell me, it's every 2 twin casts for every 1 Metalhawk. So Metalhawk's pretty rare, or he's the rarer out of the 2. Now, back in the last series, you had a Siege for Cybertron box set where they recolored Trigger Happy to be Metalhawk. Now, that's the last iteration of Metalhawk that, you know, he's Japanese, so we haven't had that many American versions of it. But they did recall this guy's chest yellow. They've made the arms blue, and the red was these. So they did have a, I think I'll put a picture at the end of the review, the Metalhawk version of Trigger Happy. Now we're just going to bring in You know what? For some reason, I thought he was a Decepticon when I was getting my comparisons done. We're going to bring in Leo Convoy, which is the Japanese version of Optimus Prime. Now, he's a Voyager 2, but you can see he's like a head shorter than Metalhawk. So, those are all our comparisons. Now to transform this guy. I actually got one more comparison I wanted to bring out. Now, he is a headmaster. So I went back and I got my Cerebros as part of Fortress Maximus. So he's the head of Fortress Maximus. So he's from the Headmaster continuity. So now this is how he compares with the Titan class Cerebros, the Fortress Maximus head. Alright, now to transform this guy, we're going to take all the weapons off. And the first thing we do is we're going to fold in the arms. Now, Cyclonus does a better job with the arms because you actually fold this up, put the arm in and close it up. Now, I kind of wish, this is one of my only gripes in this figure is all this kibble. If they could have easily put a little hinge here and fold this up to cover this up and to get rid of that, that would have been pretty good to do. Then we're going to come back here, and these are on a double joint, so we're going to fold these all the way out. And these will slot in there. You see a little slot right there. So you can take the wings, slot them in there, and fold them in there. Very similar to Cyclonus, but a little different. Then you're going to take this, and you're going to pull this forward. Now, this is going to tab in here, and also these tab in right here. So then after this is pulled forward, we can bring these back. What you want to do is bring these back. Now these are on a double hinge. See how they're a double hinge? Let's just bring these all the way back like that. So we're something similar to this. And then like Cyclonus, you're going to take this part and you're going to fold that back. And then it's got, the nose of the jet is a lot easier than Cyclonus's. His compact's very good. This, you just snap that in, put that in there. Close the chest back up, and this part you're going to rotate these down, and these tabs are going to slot in here, and you close the chest up. So let's do the feet real quick. Come back here, you're going to lift this area up, fold the foot in, and put these down here. And just a reminder, these feet are 5mm compatible, so you can have them flying in robot mode. Lift this up, fold this in, lift this up, lower that, and there is the feet. Now, it's a lot easier to do these separately than together. What you want to do is you want to shift the knee in there like Cyclonus, and it's going to come up just enough to this tab. So, you're going to push this all the way up, and it just butts up against that. So, we're going to do the other side. We're going to push this up, right up against that tab. Now we've got this big long tab right here, and we're going to put the two together. Now, these two single tabs will make a big tab you're going to put right in there. So, you're going to fold this down, and those go together. Now remember, these are on a double hinge, so now you want to... Now, what's going to happen is this tab right here is going to go into here, and then like that. And then you're going to have this tab. No. Okay, and then you have this tab is going to go to here. So you got the big tab's going to go here, and this tab's going to go here. So that goes there, and then you lock that in right there. That side's done. So, this on a double hinge. You want to get that all the way through. Slide this tab in here. And then you want to get this big tab in there. Like that. And then there you have Metalhawk. Now, to finish you've got these on the back. 5mm slot. Oh, sorry. You've got these two kind of tabs right here. You see it's like a little cutout like that. So now you're going to put this. They're going to fit right in here. And they're just going to tab in there. And on the other side, you got that little, like, it looks like a C right here. Picture that as the letter C. And you're just going to plug these in here. Now, this is what I meant with the sword. There is a 5mm slot there. They could have easily done this, and we're done. But they went the extra step and put these two tabs here, or these two slots here, and two tabs on the sword. So you can put it like that, and that completes the jet mode. So completely different from Cyclonus, but still a nice worthy jet. Now let's come back here. Can you? Yes. Now normally they have a big 5mm port back here, but instead they went with the small ones. So you can do that, or you can do it like this, or you can even do. Let's do these here. I don't know why they went with the small pegs. Usually it's the ones that go on the outside, but instead these go on the inside. And there we go. So now you got a cool looking jet right there. And one more thing, let's see if these are compatible. Yes, they are. And both sides, yes. So we're going to do these as thrusts like that on the wingtips, and you can have these on the front tips. And how does that look? Pretty cool. The other thing of this guy is, if you look at this guy on the bottom, his two arms, his legs, it looks like an easy transformation, but he's a lot more complicated. But he just looks like there's his chest, there's his two arms, there's his two legs. Now, you also have these two tabs. So let's take these off. Can you put these underneath the wings? Well, you can. I wonder if these will be good for landing gear. Let's try this. I just got this guy like yesterday, so. Well, no, he won't fit like that. It's a shame, really, but since they are 5mm ports. Here, let's put this back on. And the jet mode, I guess without these, he does look a little funny. But, and let's grab, we'll grab Needle Nose's Target Masters, Sunbeam and Zigzag, and you could slot those in. So as you can see, you can do any of your 5mm port weapons. And he's pretty cool. I mean, the jet mode, once I bring out Cyclonus, you can see how they kept mainly the same skeletal engineering, but the arms are different. I mean, the legs, even though they do the same, they do look differently. And I kind of like these remolds. I don't usually get like the Ratchet Ironhide remolds where they're their same color, or their same mold but different color. But I will get varied slightly remold if I like the figures. And the Cyclonus figure is like a 10 out of 10 in my book. That is the perfect transformer that they have to date. And basing this guy on that mold, I just had to get him. And there he is. Now, up close. Let's see, you got a blue nose jet. And yeah, you could really put these anywhere. You got the red cockpit. I don't know about this whitish gray area right here. But going down, you've got the blue, the dark. I do like that dark blue. You can see these are similar to Cyclonus's parts here, but they're different because his wings go the other way. You've got the red, and like I said before, you could see how they're supposed to fold right there, but they didn't. So that was cheap on their part. But as the proportions look a little off, for me they do. For me, I'd rather have the smooth part right here up here. So these are smooth, but the way they did it, it's not too bad. And since this is their first Metalhawk figure they've had in what, 20, 30 years. Oh, so as we got distracted. The red cockpit, you got this whitish gray area, then you got the blue, and you can see they do have a lot of paneling detail in there. Here are the wings, and then you got the weapons down here with the red. So you actually got two tail fins right back here. Let's see, the wings are pretty cool. I do like the thrusters, although it's weird how, like I said, they're not 5mm ports, they're the little small ones. But they work just as good. And that is Metalhawk. Let's get them all armored up again. Now we'll do some vehicle comparisons. And our first comparison we're going to do is Cyclonus. Now, almost the same mold with a little differences. Now look at the difference between these two. Cyclonus is a lot longer. Side by side, you can see he's not longer, but the nose cone makes him longer. And when you look at the bottoms, Cyclonus's arms are all the way swept back by the wings. His arms are swept back by the front of the jet. Let's see, Cyclonus has a landing gear. Unfortunately, this guy doesn't. He's all hollow. Whoops. And let's see. Cyclonus's cockpit's all the way back here. His cockpit's up front here. So, and Cyclonus, here's what I was talking about before. Cyclonus, you've got the 5mm points where you could put these in. Oh no. These go. I could have sworn those were 5mm ports too. Maybe mine aren't working. Oh, there you go. So there. Cyclonus has these on the back, but Metalhawk, see, instead of these sliding in, these go over. So Metalhawk's got these small pegs, and Cyclonus has the port. I guess you call these, let's call those the ports and these the tabs. So that's the difference between them. And you can see, obviously, let's back out some difference, the two different jets, but based on the same mold. And I like both of them. I mean, if I had a preference, Cyclonus is the better mold. But, and I guess you figure the money they did hiding the arms, they went cheap and did the extra weapons. So there is Cyclonus and Metalhawk. Then we're going to bring in Needlenose. Now Needlenose is a deluxe Legacy Evolution character, and this is a Voyager, so you can see the different size with there. Jaxus, another very good mold. Not perfect. To me, the arms kind of throw it all off, and a little hollow underneath here. But that is how these two jets compare. So I'm just comparing jets to jets. Now, this is the old Metalhawk. If you consider these were red, I guess this part was yellow. This was the old mode, the old trigger happy that they converted into Metalhawk on the Siege of Cybertron. Like I said, I'll have a picture at the end of the video so you can see this guy, what it looks like as Metalhawk. And then we're going to bring in Tarn, which is the Wave 1, I guess, of the Legacy Evolution Voyager. So Wave 1 would be Tarn and Leo, and Wave 2 would be Twincast and Metalhawk. And here are the two Japanese, Leo Convoy and Metalhawk. Two of your Japanese headmasters that they brought into the main line. And so far, I'm really liking it. And there's a head of Fortress Maximus. Had to throw that in there. And that is Metalhawk. Now, like I always do, I always transform them back. I start as the way they are packaged. So this guy was packaged in robot mode. So that is how I started in robot mode. And so now we're going to transform him back. I think reviewers that don't show you both ways do you a disservice, because a lot of times it's a lot harder to go from one way into the other way. Mostly it's a lot harder sometimes to go from robot to the vehicle. Now, I did notice one thing. There is a peg all the way in there, it looks like, for a stand, but I've got a display stand, and there's no way, I don't know how I could put this guy on a display stand. You know, usually there's like a little peg here, or a little port there, but this guy is not, I can't find a way to put this on my display stand. Oh well, if you guys know a way, or maybe I'm not seeing something, I want to get some good shots of this guy, but he won't stay on. Nope. Oh well. Now, to go back into robot mode, take off the weapons. All the weapons get taken off. And I guess the first thing you do is you take the arms and just wiggle them out from here. You back up a little, wiggle the arms, take them out here, and then take the back, and you can stretch the legs. So if you want to do the legs right now, separate the legs, take this, and you lift this whole area up, pull out the foot, fold this in, collapse that down. Do the same thing again. Pull this up like that, pull the foot down, fold this in. They even detailed it underneath there, which they really didn't need to do. And then those are the legs are done. So come up here. Now you want to rotate this around. There, give me some breathing room. So you can take this, you can fold the front, and you can fold this back. There you go, like that. So now you can collapse this, and this just collapses like that. Rotate the head around, close this up. You'll have these two tabs go into here, like that. Now you can take this, and just like Cyclonus, you can shift this up. Oh, I already did that part. So now what you want to do now is you want to get this port right there. This tab's going to go in. So you're just going to finagle this. Oh, make sure these are, remember these wings are double jointed. So you want to push them back. No, you want to push them out. Here, let's fold this. Let's get these wings in here. Alright, so you get those folded in there. They kind of like, they fit right there. So when you do this, when you close this up, they snap in here, they snap in here. The wings completely collapse the wings. See this? You want to pull the wing out, completely flatten the wing. You don't do nothing over here. And the hands you can just pull out. The hands you can just pull out, and now you're done. And as with Cyclonus, you can play with the knees till you get to what you want. I mean, when Cyclonus, the pictures first came out, here's what he looked like. Everybody's like, oh man, those knees. So you just want to just bend these so they're about 90 like that, so you get those nice and flat. And then you got Metalhawk back in his robot mode. And I like him. I mean, if I had anything to play about this guy, it's right here. I wish there was a way they could have taken these and folded them up so you cover that gap in. But the way he transforms, I guess they don't want to do that due to prices. And plus you get 3 weapons. Instead of the 1, you get 3. Because you had to do the Evo Fusion. So... and you can tell how they this kills me. It looks just like the other one, where this would be the joint. But, so, yeah, I mean, for what he's worth, for what he is, I like the guy. I love the Cyclonus mold. and they tweaked it just a bit with the chest, you know, the bottom of the arms. The only thing they kept were the thighs and the upper arms. And they kept pieces of the wing, but not the whole wing. The legs transform the same, but they're different. You got the tail fins back here. You know, this piece is different. This would be Cyclonus' cockpit. So they took a Cyclonus mold and they reworked it to a Metalhawk mode. And I think he works a lot better this way than with the trigger happy variant out from the Siege of Cybertron, which I never got. I guess that was a limited supply, and he wasn't around that much, so I guess you can do those like that. We can do this like that. And that is Metalhawk. Now, of course, since he does have all these ports right here, you can use them with fossilizers, modulators, even, oh, the new, I know what we can do. This is going to be right off the cusp. Let's get our scrap hook, which are the new versions of the modulators, or Junkions. And let's modulate this guy. Let's junk this guy up, so to say. Let's pull back, do this. All right, so we got those for the feet. Let's see. Let's put these back here. Let's put these as a big gun, a weapon. So we're gonna put these in the back of the foot. I did not practice this. I did not plan on this. I'm just doing the review and I'm like, oh crap. And we got the new Junkions that we can use. Stand up. Maybe this wasn't a good idea. Okay. Alright, so we got these. No, we can't put those back there. Let's see. We can put the hook on his arm. Yes, we can put the hook on his arm. Let's see. Let's put these here. There we go. We'll put that there. And where's the other arm? We can put the other arm there. So we got that like that. I don't know what you can do with this guy much, but let's put the Evo Fusion together. This was not planned. Let's see. There's like that. Here, we'll do this. Let's see. Oh, we can still put these here. Nice. And there we go. So we got kind of like the Junkion on there. How about we just put one gun in his hand like that and the other gun here. So he's got all these weapons ports, the 5mm ports, and this guy, I'm sure there's a way I can put him back here. But just a quick off the cusp, there is your Metalhawk with scrap hook. All these 5mm ports, you can have fun with them. And now they're giving us Junkions, which is a blast. I mean, that's what the Junkions did in the 1986 movie. When they tore apart, they just reformed and hop on each other. And like I said before, you can do this with the feet. So, I guess that is your Metal Hook review. Alright, there was some spur-of-the-moment things I just thought of doing this review, which is pretty cool. Like I said, Cyclonus was my favorite figure, and I'm glad they took the mold and made him into a separate figure. The Metal Hook, a lot better than the Triggy Happy version. I should go back and watch the old Japanese cartoons, because I think I've seen all of them with the Japanese headmasters. So that's it. Now, if there's a link below to buy this item, feel free to do so. I may have a link to Amazon, Big Bad Toy Store, or I think Entertainment Earth. Like and subscribe. I've got over 1,000 videos on the channel, so make sure you turn on your notifications so you know when I have new videos to do. I don't do this for a living. As I've mentioned before, I'm in the forensics field, mainly the fingerprinting field. So I know one of these days I'm going to start doing videos on some of the work I do and a little bit about fingerprints and crime scenes. But for right now, Transformers is my hobby. I do this for fun. So like, subscribe, share, turn on notifications, buy this guy, and all that good stuff. All right, Rodimusbill saying till all are one. Till all are one. See you next time. All right, thank you for sticking around this long. Just so you know, I tried to do the QR code, but it kept on saying there was an error loading, and it kept on showing me animated prime sideswipe, or animated sideswipe. And also, I was Googling some old images of Metalhawk, and I never knew he was a pretender. So check out the pictures right after this little short video, and you'll see the old trigger happy colored Metalhawk and the old pretender from the Japanese continuity. Rodimusbill out.